Hello, today's my final day of the Mexico part of my sabbatical, but I still have 2 weeks of my sabbatical. It's 4 p.m, my flight is at 10:30 p.m, my taxi's coming here at 6 p.m. because my day pass to this particular extremely fancy, extremely weird hotel expires at 6 p.m. I have had approximately 47 mojitos, I'm just going to say that up front here, and this part of the trip is just like so different from all the rest of the trip, which has been a lot of like traveling around Mexico by airboat, a lot of seeing family, a lot of writing, a lot of thinking, a lot of activity as well, which I've really loved. I remember saying to my friends probably years ago at this point, I think from now on I mainly want to take adventure holidays, and they were like, that's great, that's not what we want to do, but that's great. And the parts of this trip that have been like swimming, tours, activities, hiking, snorkeling, swimming with whale sharks, those have been my favourite parts of this trip. Also being able to introduce Lucy to Mexico City, which is where all my family's from, where in many ways I'm from, Coyoacan especially, like that has been so fun, introducing her to some of my family members, and also just like having a different level, like really feeling like an adult, really feeling like the 34-year-old woman that I am, really feeling like myself, really feeling living in myself. I'm so grateful for the sabbatical. I'm grateful to John who worked it out with me, like how to do it. I'm grateful to all the people whose emails I've completely been ignoring, but I'm most of all grateful to myself because I was really, I don't know, it wasn't even like scared is too simple. Scared is too simple. I was beyond scared. I was something else. I was scared and resistant to ask for this because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't feel like I'd done enough. I didn't feel like it was possible in so many levels, and in a way taking this kind of silly version of this day, because I told myself today was my princesita day. I've been also in between two languages. I've mostly been speaking Spanish, and speaking English has been, readjusting to English has been a bit challenging, to be honest. I've like rediscovered a lot of Spanglish that is in my heart, my true first language, Spanglish. Woke up in my cute little hotel, which was like in Playa del Carmen, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a day pass because my cousin Rojas said to me, why don't you just get a day pass, because your flight's really late and you can enjoy the area and like enjoy the pool and enjoy the things that these fancy hotels have to offer. And I was kind of like, yeah, but I didn't really understand what that entailed. And I found a day pass to this 5-star hotel that was, I think, like $75 or something like that. And I went and had like 2 different lunches. I had chocolate cake for dessert. I've been having 47 mojitos that Francisco has been preparing for me every time he makes eye contact with me, which I'm truly trying not to make too much eye contact, but it keeps happening. And then I spoke to my taxi driver who took me here. He's going to come pick me up at 6 because that's when my day pass expires. Then I go to the airport, and then my flight's at 10:30. And then I go back to London, where it won't be 26 degrees, and there won't be the sea, and there won't be the pool, but there'll be many things that I love about London and my home, Liverpool, which I love, and my friends and all of that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. Because it's been a really wonderful time. I felt so calm. I felt tremendously calm, like even to the point that when Lucy was here, like we both planned our flights so that we could fly home, or not fly home, but like I could fly here and she could fly home around the same time. And it was like an hour before my flight, and we'd only just arrived at the airport, and I felt so chill. And it was so extremely unlike me. And yes, did I still plan an itinerary for each of our days and like update it on the go with the real-time times that we were making? Yes, I did. But I feel extremely chill. I feel extremely energized. I feel full of stories. I am writing so much. I read barely anything at all, and more on that to come. But this has been such a special time, and I'm really grateful for it. And including for these really silly days where every single person I've met is from Wisconsin, and I've had 47 mojitos, and I've been swimming in various pools, and I passed a pool that is shaped like a Mayan pyramid, and they're setting up for a wedding over there. And this like both is and isn't part of my life, you know, like this is both like a really silly luxurious part of my life and also entirely separate from my life. And I'm thinking about all of this a lot because, as some of you may have seen on my community posts about it, I'm coming up extremely close in like 5 days to my 20th YouTube anniversary. 20 years since I started this channel, and almost 20 years since I made my first video. And so much has changed, but also nothing, but also everything. And somehow I'm here in Mexico at the end of January, 34 years old, here because I brought myself here because I knew that this would be something that would like absolutely fill my heart, but also here. And honestly, the most meaningful relationships I've had this whole trip, and this is nothing to all the people who I love who live in Mexico, but the most meaningful relationships I've had here are like with every single animal I meet every day. And like more about that, but I walked into this extremely fancy hotel and there were flamingos and there were coati, and then I walked past another space and suddenly I saw like 5 or 6 monkeys, like spider monkeys, and I was talking to the barman because of course I was talking to the barman, and I was like, oh my god, do you like have these monkeys all the time? Because that's wild. He's like, no, they barely ever come through. They mostly hang out at the 7-Eleven because that's where the foreigners feed them. It's quite rare to see them here. So I felt very chosen for that. But it's special, man. Like, what a special trip. And then soon I will be going on a plane, flying home. And I'm a little scared, but I'm also confident, really more confident than I've ever been that I'll look after myself. All right, see you soon.